What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. On the left side here, we have Runick, the stun deck of the format, going up against Centurion Horus on the right side here. This is going to be the deck profile that we saw yesterday, so definitely one if you guys want to be seeing more Centurion Horus, check it out. We are going to be seeing the Runic deck start off with winning the die roll, very powerful here. The Runic stun deck is going to be a very popular deck, and starting off with a tip as well to be able to search. They are debating ashing this. We do have the ash so for it, so it's going to be kind of stopping them from banishing one, making them not discard a free card. We do have another Runic card to let us summon out the copy of Hugin, activating the effect discarding a copy of Synchro Zone here. So at this point here, the Centurion player most likely realizes this is going to be the stun version of the deck. We're going to be seeing the Hugin search for that copy of Runic Fountain. Do we have an additional Runic spell to get that draw 3? Here's the question. Which we do. We have the Slumber as well. We do see a GD Crow and a Primula being hit there. I believe also an Ash Blossom. They are going to be cutting the deck before we draw 3. We see a Desires, and was that a Pod Demise? We do see a Tikaboo being flipped, or being hit here. We do see a Diify as well as a Dimension, or not a Diify, but a Dimension Fissure, as well as a Pot of Duality being in that banished zone. So maining both those. But passing it over, we're going to be seeing a normal summon of a Trudia, I believe. I'm not too familiar with the Centurion cards myself. I do know that they got in 2 new support cards, being in the form of Dragon and a Dragon Claw. We're going to see the Centurion stand up, place on the field spell, and we're going to be seeing a tip going to be chained here, letting us search most likely for the destruction that we're going to want to go for. Searching for destruction here. We do see a banishment of the Imperial Tomes. The Runic cards definitely let our opponent know kind of what we're playing prior to us playing the cards, which is kind of crazy. Now we see that they're playing the Horus cards in the deck as well. And destruction is going to be activated here, and they're going to be placing into the spell and trap card zone the Centurion Gargoyle here, and we're going to be seeing the Runic. I guess it's protected by the stand-up. State Trudia effects can activate its effects, putting itself in the spell and trap card zone, then being able to place a copy of the Primula, I believe. Then that effect's going to be able to activate, summon itself out, and then effect. Yeah, it's definitely important that you do read these cards, so you don't want your Runic cards to be doing nothing. Search for another copy of the Trudia. Then we see the Centurion, or the Gargoyle thing here. And we're going to flip up a copy of Tikaboo. I don't really know how impactful that is against the deck, though. So we're going to go up into a copy of the Legatia in that gorgeous QCR rarity. Then we're going to be doing Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2 here. And we put it back to our hand and we pop. We're protecting with the Hugin. Or Hugin's getting popped here, so then we put it back to the extra deck. And they do have a Emblem Oath here, which will allow them to get another copy of a Centurion card here. They are reading that. It's kind of crazy how much support Centurion has had. All of them have had. Balmonica as well as Centurion and the Memento deck have all gotten 3 rounds of support, which is quite nice. Hope they do that. We're going to see searching for a new Centurion Atra here, putting it into the spell and trap zone, which is a dragon. It's also letting them draw an additional card, which is quite nice. I think we just drew into the Horus, the spell here for Horus. We are going to activate a Talents and rip their hand. We see Rivalry, Skill Drain, and 2 Desires. Getting rid of that Rivalry, Now we know they have no hand traps left, or nothing to really stop them. No Runic cards as well, which is quite nice. Just that one Solemn face down card. And we do see the King Stark in the hand. Will this just be a smooth OTK? We're going to see King Stark activating this effect, sending the copy of the Trudia to let us send a Imsteady. Imsteady can then summon itself out, because neither of them are going to be all the same type. We're going to be seeing this in the Happy. We summon out the Happy as well as the Imsteady here. And we still have one last card in the hand, being the Gargoyle, which we can activate the effect, sending to stump the copy of the Daimamut, which is going to be quite nice. We do see them look at their extra deck, maybe being that face down card is going to be a Runic. But if not, even still, it's still just going to be game. We're going to see the Atra declare an attack, and they are going to think on that. We're going to attack with the Daimamut as well as the copy of Happy here, dealing some damage. And if they don't stop this, it's going to just be game. So with the Imsteady attack, they're going to flip up a Golden Droplets to summon, and that's not going to be enough. We're going to be seeing the Gary being summoned. They're going to attack, and then the effect is going to be able to send. I believe they're thinking that Gary couldn't be destroyed by battle, but there's still going to be enough with the Dynamite as well as the Legacia, and that's just going to be game. Being able to swarm the field is kind of low-key nuts, to be honest. You know, with those Horus cards, definitely not what I would be thinking about if I was playing the Runic stun. Unfortunately, just having too much gas in your opponent's deck is a little bit of a mistake, especially with the destruction that just didn't do anything. You know, being able to kind of choose when you want to use that and reading the cards is pretty powerful. But they have like built-in protection, which is very nice. But maybe we'll see. We see some copies of Judgment as well as the Grave of Super Ancient Organisms there, being a crazy card against Centurion as well as Horus. So that's just like making them not be able to special themselves out. But when you're playing the deck like Horus Centurion, I wonder what you're thinking of really siding in. And, you know, the Cosmics are most likely going in, Lightning Storms, stuff like that, because you're not going first. Dusters. But other than that, it's just like, you know, playing against stun, there's not very much you can do. Sun's unfortunately, I feel like going to be pretty popular with the Nationals coming up this weekend. You know, we're going to be seeing most likely lots of players play stun because Fiendsmith is going to be so hard to achieve, and it's Snake Eye. You know, having this, you have to have the Snake Eyes deck first, then you need to have the Fiendsmith cards after. When you only have a week to acquire those cards from Sneak Peek, it's going to be quite difficult. You're going to be able to see people struggle to find that there. Then we're going to be seeing the Fountain activate, then activating the Golden Drop, letting them draw one and banishing 4 cards. So then we're going to be see the effect of Fountain going to be activated. They're going to chain the Ghost Ogre, and we're going to be chaining a copy of Freezing to summon out the copy of Hugin to protect it. We then activate Di-Fi and setting 1 card here and passing. Having to waste one of our Fountains, or one of our Runic cards just to protect Fountain is definitely not the greatest. And we have a copy of Lightning Storm as well here. That's going to get rid of the whole entire field, including their floodgates. And then we see a normal summon of a Trudia, but will they have enough to get that OTK? Seeing that copy of the stand-up. That's not Trudia, by the way, I don't believe. That's the... We're going to see the stand-up being placed. And checking our banished. I think we saw the Gargoyle. We're going to be activating the King Stark, sending the copy of Alpha, the Mythical Beast. It's an interesting choice to put in versus Runic. I suppose it can bounce the field spell if I do recall correctly. We're going to be sending the copy of Imsteady, summoning out the Imsteady here. Field spell, sending the Trudia to place the Trudia. Activating the effect, putting itself, and then we're going to be seeing them use the Primera as well as the Trudia to go up into a copy of Legacia here. Stand Up made one of them level 8, I believe. We're then going to be seeing them activate and sending the copy of the Diamond Muff. And our opponent knows it's going to be too late. Being able to send the copy of Happy, summon itself out, summon with the Diamond Muff, that's just going to be game on board. So we see the Runic deck getting 2-0'd here by the Chimera. Really, not Chimera, of the Horus engine, really putting in the work there, being able to summon up the bodies. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more content like this. And stay safe. Peace.